I know.
Hey, baby, that's good though.
Generate another question.
Yeah, exactly. So getting back to how the characteristics and traits of a woman impact a man. So those traits that you saw in your wife, in your current wife, I think you were coming to that, like how that has like the difference from the first time to this time.
Yeah.
What things your current wife does or traits that impact you in a positive way.
Those were my traits.
Okay.
So she showed me a lot of traits that I already had, and it was good. It's good when you see yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so she was so kind, and even when we would go out, I looked at how she dealt with the waiter. I looked at those little things that I would have personally done myself.
Yeah.
And just throughout our whole relationship, she's been really kind. She realized what colors I liked.
Yeah.
She would wear those colors.
Okay.
You know, so she told me later on, she said, I saw you a year before we even met. We were at another meetup. And she even showed me a picture that we were all at the table.
Yeah.
And she said, I was interested in you then. She said, but I thought there's no way that he would talk to me. But I just kept that in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
So it was like we were being drawn to each other without realizing we were being drawn. And sometimes we jump out the boat too quick.
Yeah.
And focusing on myself, I met her.
Yeah.
And her focusing on herself, she met me.
Yeah.
Because she had been married for 29 years. We had 66 years worth of marriage in our relationship.
Yeah.
But when we just start focusing on ourselves, I'm not going to try to force anything. It just sort of happens. So just her kindness, her appreciation for life, her willingness to help others, her soft, kind spirit, those things, those are what I needed. And that's what attracted us together. So every man has different needs. There's certain things he wants. And so he has to realize what it is he wants, be confident in just being who he is and not try to force it. And that person will come. It just organically happen.
Oh yeah. Man, and ladies, I hope y'all are hearing this because, and not to just pick on the ladies because I'm not, but you know, women ask these questions.
They do. Yeah.
You know, they ask these, what in the world are these men looking for? They think it's the BBLs, and a lot of times they think it's this or that. You know, even, you know, I watch a couple of like dating shows and stuff because I'm really interested in relationships and the psychology of it, you know, and what makes relationships work and what people's expectations are. So, you know, I'm really into that type of thing. And so, literally watching a couple of these shows, it's like, the lady asks, so it's like a dating show where she tries to connect people with people. And one of the questions that she asks people that come on the show is, why would a man be lucky to be with you? And the answers that they give is literally nothing that I hear any man say that they're looking for. But then you have these guys that, like your Kevin Samuels and the, you know, your
which I thought
Red Pill.
Amazing.
Man, he was. He you know, his delivery was very straightforward and very, you know, at times could be perceived or taken as harsh.
Rest in peace.
You know, rest in peace. Yeah, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. You know, so it may not have been the most effective delivery at times, based depending upon who he was talking to, but the substance of what he was saying was really good stuff.
Yes.
And funny thing, man, me and Mom, I put Mom on Kevin Samuels, and she was like, you know what? At first, I could not stand listening to him, but when I listened to him, he was kind of telling the truth a lot of times, you know what I mean? It made some things made sense to her, you know. So, but one thing, you know, that you said was her kind spirit. And like I say, like, you know, my first marriage, you know, it was a lot of contention, you know, but I think there was a lot of trauma that we both had gone through that we hadn't dealt with before we got into our relationship. You know what I mean? So I think that kind of, they say a lot of times you hurt the one, or you take it out on the one that's closest to you.
Exactly.
Because sometimes you just, like you say, you just gotta let it out. And where you found a healthy outlet, journaling, sometime, and my outlet is my music, which is something like journaling or writing, whether it's music or poetry or, that sort of a thing. Other people just may be vocal. Exactly. Or if they felt like they haven't had a voice or no one's ever listening, then they scream louder in hopes that you would just hear it, So I think maybe in 4 years of being together, we just had our first 1 year anniversary. In 4 years being together, we maybe raised our voice twice in 4 years. And literally it's one of those things where it's like, as soon as that voice was raised, it's like, hey, hold on. We talked about this. Bring it back down. We need to cool off and talk later. We'll talk in a few minutes when we're both in a better space. But it's not toxic. It's communication. Exactly. It's a conversation. Exactly. You grown, I'm grown. I'm not gonna talk to you like child, and vice versa. Just a common courtesy and respect. So, and that's another thing I tell you. You don't understand how much I appreciate not having to deal with attitude or confrontation all the time.
Yeah, that doesn't work for a man.
It doesn't work for a man because we go out here and we have to put our armor on, and we out here fighting in this dog eat dog world where literally the strongest survive. And it's like you going out to fight the world. When you come home, we just want to come to a soft, safe space.
Exactly.
And so it's like I think part of some of the issue with just the feminist mentality, or this, what I would call it a neo-feminism, because I'm definitely all for women as being equals. But the function and the role within a relationship is different.
Exactly.
What each person brings to the table is different, and it contributes to making that thing a whole, solid, complete unit.
Exactly.
A soft woman doesn't make her a sucker or someone to be walked over, or doesn't make her a doormat. It just makes her, I believe, in a lot of ways, even more effective in gaining her husband's ear, in gaining more of her husband's heart. In even making the space safe for him to open up and to not feel judged, or if he's coming to express himself, he's not going to be judged or talked down on or criticized. But I can come and I can tell, I can lay my head, I can lay my head on your chest and just breathe and woosah. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to speak to me like something you said earlier. You're going to speak to me tenderly. You're going to encourage me. You're going to help to nurture me back to health when I'm coming in here bleeding from all the wounds of the day.
And I can ask a woman, if you have a son that you really, really, really love that son, you want the best for your son, what kind of woman would you want your son to have? How would you want him to be treated? And chances are you would want him to be treated like you would treat him. You have to realize you are married to somebody's son. And in that, you have to look at, how do I want this man to feel? Because ultimately, if you look at a movie, you can look at a drama or a Hallmark movie. Hallmark movies always feel better. And they always get things solved. They always get their answers. They just go about it a different way. So I think women need to learn more about how to be Hallmark women so that we can be the men of 300, if you've seen the movie, And so the more you give us what we need, we're going to make sure we give you what you need.
Good stuff, Daddy-o. Good stuff. Well, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I would say final thoughts, y'all. We don't have all the answers, but I think we're addressing some of the things that you're dealing with. in your home as an individual. So we're just asking you just to listen to us, subscribe, and just questions, send them to xpops70@gmail.com.
Yeah, xpop70@gmail.com.
So just send your questions in, and again, we're not here because we don't have nothing better to do. We're here because these are real issues that we're willing to talk about and do something about. So ladies, if we said something that really struck a nerve, and you're married, go out and buy a nice lingerie, or if you don't, wear his favorite pants when he comes home, and just say, baby, I just want to tell you I love you. And dudes, if you're listening to this, buy your wife some flowers and go home and say, baby, I just was thinking about you. So you start at any point to turn it around. So until I guess next time.
Until next time. Oh, and real quick, your book just came out. We can't forget the book. Yeah.
Yes, we said earlier that I was writing a book. This is the first of 3 books. The Measure of a Man's Dreams, Goals, and Reality. I'm encouraging all the men that's listening to this. This is $10. This is a lunch. And it's for men that really have felt like I've kind of gotten off track a little bit. It deals with health, it deals with fitness, it deals with image and style. I'm 70 and I still think I'll be swag. You know what I'm saying? And so I think it's time for us as men to really we want to be men helping men. We want to all grow and go together. So this is my new book. It's available on all platforms. You can go to Amazon Books, you can go to Barnes and Nobles, and you just type in the name, The Measure of a Man's Dreams, Goals, and Reality, and it will come up. So just order it, because we are going to discuss some things out of it, but not everything. We will talk about it, but it's out now. Pick it up. Thank you.
Hey, go get that book, man. $10.
Yeah.
Hey, definitely worth it. Again, man, I am your boy, Big Bro War.
I'm Pops.
And thank y'all again for rocking with us, man, and we'll see y'all next time.
Yes.
Peace.